Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I'm excited to start painting the new Heroscape Age of Annihilation minis. The first one that stood out to me was Raakchott, Steward of Death. To me, this mini looks like a Wendigo, and I couldn't resist painting it up first. Let me know in the comments which miniature from this set you are looking forward to painting. My goal in these videos is to show you that you don't have to be an amazing artist to get some good looking miniatures ready for the tabletop. So with that, let's get started. First, I primed the mini white, but wanted it to look a little darker, so I base coated with a watered down brown. I then did an initial light brushing with a mix of rotten flesh and goblin green. I want some of the brown to still show through, as looking at some reference pictures of vines, they are a mix of greens and browns. Next, I used just a touch of speed paint shamrock green to give some variations to the vines. This will help to give some different shades of green, and I find that minis look better when you use several thin layers of different colors. It helps add more depth and make the model more interesting. I then picked out the rib cage and skull with brain matter beige. I never use straight white when painting bones, as I like them to look a little more weathered. Usually, I'll start off with a base of brown and slowly build up the lightness. I noticed that the legs look like logs, so I used speed paint satchel brown to pick them out. The speed paints are surprisingly good at providing a nice solid covering in one go. For the antlers, I did a dry brush of Bane Blade Brown over the initial brown base. At this point, I'm ready to do a wash of Earthshade over a majority of the mini to tie it all together. I find that a wash will help blend most of the colors and hide a lot of mistakes. Be careful not to go too heavy, or the wash will begin to pull up too much. Once the wash is dry, I did a dry brush of rotten flesh over most of the vines to help bring back some of the highlights. If you made it this far, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to help this channel grow. It's totally free, and you'll have my thanks. Now we can highlight the bones with brain matter. We will focus on the brow and the nasal ridges to give the skull some depth. The eyes and nose cavities can be filled in with black. There are mushrooms sculpted on the legs and shoulders. I first painted the underside of each mushroom with Averland Sunset and then painted the mushroom caps with Mephisto Red. The red is really going to pop out against all of the earth tones and give this miniature some much needed color. For the base, I dry brushed using Baneblade again, and further picked out some of the roots with rotten flesh. The eyes are a dot of scorpion green. Take your time here and be sure to steady your hand. I noticed here that I had touched the skull with some of the red previously, so I had to go back and correct with the beige. Finally, I painted the remainder of the base black. I'm really happy with the way that this came out, and I can't wait to add it to the table. I think it is nice and creepy looking due to the mix of plants and bones as if it's rising right up out of the swamp. And again, I love the Wendigo design. This was a fun, easy model to paint. It only took about an hour or so with some drying time to complete. I'm eager to get the rest of the minis from this set painted up, and I hope that you will continue to join me as we get them painted and ready to play. Hopefully this has inspired you to get your set painted up as well. I want to thank you for watching and hope that you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.